What's the deal? How you feel? It's Mr. TTL, two-wheel Tafius tapping in, Detroit Bike Life, CBR gang, all bars, all fire, all the time, Tafius.com. You already know what it is. Tapping in today because we are going to change the rear brake pads. They went from squeaking to not squeaking, so I imagine the next step would probably be scraping, which is what we don't want. So it's a real easy procedure. I think for my bike specifically, because of the way my muffler's hanging right over that brake caliper, is that I'm gonna have to take that off first. So let's get to it. All right, so to get started, for my particular CBR4i, to take this first muffler bolt off, which is the only one we need because it's this bracket holding it up. You could just twist it off the actual muffler frame. But I used a 5/16 Allen wrench. Get that going. Of course, you might need some pliers or something. Didn't equivocate for that. So go over here, use the vice grips so we can just hold it. All
2 hours later.
Cut that bolt off, and boom. Let's take this bracket off. And I need to do some upgrades. Put this up here too. Okay. Okay. If it wasn't scratched up, set it on something to prevent it from getting scratched up. Okay. Sometimes you need a socket wrench, but for this, you just need a flathead screwdriver. Let's go ahead and pull this pin out. Ooh. This pin. Oh, that's bad. Maybe we need the WD-40. Handy dandy stuff. Let's see. Rub it in, rub it in, rub it in. Oh, wow. Well, that's a doozy. Okay. Maybe the WD-40 worked. Okay, yes it did. Get that out of there. That's weird. Okay, so that's just a little lock-in cap, and then as you can see, you need another Allen wrench to actually pull that out. Let's see what size we need. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, back to the... I did remove this brake caliper before, but that was just to bleed the brakes after removing an emergency brake, like a stunt brake type of thing. Let's pull it, baby. Yeah, scratchy tone. Alright, there we go. WD-40 is your best friend. Get that out of there. Boom! Okay. You're supposed to, so there's a spring up here. And you're supposed to be able to take it off the spring and it slides off the grooves. And you're probably gonna take this off. And I'm going with a 12mm, I think. Yeah, 12mm socket wrench. Taking shortcuts. I'm not really being super professional. I'm still here though. So now we can move this up. Slide those plates out. Old pads, I mean, bada bing, bada boom. And I was really nervous when I bought these off of Amazon because it was hard to kind of find the ones for my old bike. But these are the ones. Some EBC high performance organic brake pads. I think they're about 40 bucks on Amazon. And it even had a list of compatible bikes. Once you get your pads out, if you're like my situation, you want to depress this piston, which is not the easiest like it should be. I don't know if my brake's on the realm of seizing with my pads. Not super bad. They were probably just uneven. I'm gonna go back to this, trying to get this in here, which I don't think is gonna fit. So what we're going to do is remove this caliper completely so that I can try to depress this piston. Try this 14, perfect fit. It's a big one. Okay. No, boom! Take this off, and I think this is my issue. Can't depress this. Alright, so trying to do all this with avoiding going to the hardware store. The problem I was having was my piston was depressed, but you need some type of clamp. Or if you don't have some type of clamp, what YouTube has taught me, that you need to create a makeshift clamp. I looked in my basement to see what I had. This weird looking tool, rusted out, old. I'll just put a mechanism in here to twist it. And what I did was, since it's pretty flush across the piston, at least 60% of it, I know it would push it down evenly. So I just used this and twisted that to press it down, to decompress it. Probably don't want to use this because it'll probably damage your piston slightly. Another thing you want to do is you want to clean this piston before you depress it. Usually they are chrome or something like that, so you can use some type of chrome cleaner in there before you depress it. Install the new pads. This is the pin that holds all these pads in place. You want to put some type of grease or lube on here. I think the service manual recommends that. I'm not going to do so. Slide your calipers in. Now I have room to slide this caliper in. Okay, boom, boom. There's also a spring system in there that when you push the pads in, you kind of like lock into that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reattach these bolts to the caliper and then tighten up this piston to make sure that they're all in place. There is a boot, a little rubber boot on there. And make sure you do that boot before you start screwing so that the boot can be in line around the boat. Keep whatever out it's trying to keep out. Alright, so once you get these two back in, I'm not sure, I think it's probably like 13 pounds torque for these bolts, but I didn't pull out the torque wrench, I just did it. So installing the pin that keeps the brake pads in place. Tighten it as tight as possible. Don't have an Allen wrench, torque wrench. I don't even know if that's a thing, but bada bing. And on my particular bike, we have this little, it's almost like a screw cap that goes in the inside of there. Boom, start it off, finish it off with this, and there you go. Easy peasy. It's on there secure, the brake pads are in place. Got this rubber. Boom! How to change your brake pads. Then I reattach the muffler and we're out of here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those alerts. We got more how-tos coming soon. Tafia's 2 Wheels. Thanks for tuning in.
Pocket rocket so small, this bitch the sample size. Don't leave it out on my hip, bitch. I'm a samurai. I need blues, I need that chicken.